Retirement changes more than your paycheck. It changes your marriage. Suddenly, two people who spent decades rushing past each other, working, raising children, handling responsibilities, living on schedules, are now sitting across from each other every single day, all day.
And let's be honest, sometimes retirement can feel less like a honeymoon and more like, why are you standing in the kitchen watching me cook? Or, why are you following me around the house? Or, were you always this annoying?
Nobody really prepares couples for this adjustment. Because before retirement, one spouse may have worked long hours, one traveled, one stayed busier socially, one handled the home, one had more independence. Now suddenly, everybody's home, and the marriage has to evolve again.
Today on Truth Never Retires, we're talking about surviving marriage after retirement, protecting your identity, giving each other space, dealing with laziness and motivation, handling finances, avoiding resentment, and learning how to love each other in a completely new season of life. Because retirement doesn't just test your finances. Sometimes it tests your relationship.
Here's the reality. Many married couples spent years functioning more like co-workers than companions, passing each other in the mornings, after work, on weekends, between obligations. Life was busy enough to hide incompatibilities. Retirement removes the distractions.
Now suddenly, he's home all day, she's home all day. Routines are disrupted, territories overlap, habits become visible, and couples start discovering things about each other they never had time to notice.
Like how loud somebody chews, how often they repeat stories, how much television they watch, how messy they are, how controlling they are, or how emotionally disconnected they've become over the years.
And sometimes couples quietly realize, we never actually learned how to spend this much time together. That can be shocking, but it's also fixable.
Let's answer this directly. Should retired couples still maintain separate lives and interests? Yes, absolutely. Healthy distance can actually strengthen a marriage.
Retirement does not mean becoming attached at the hip 24 hours a day. That's one of the biggest mistakes couples make. Love still needs breathing room.
You still need personal identity, private interests, friendships, hobbies, independent experiences. Because when couples stop being individuals, resentment can quietly grow.
It's healthy for couples to say, you go enjoy your thing, I'll enjoy mine, then we'll reconnect later. That balance matters. Now let's flip it. What happens when the wife retires first? This can be a surprisingly emotional adjustment too.
Because many women secretly look forward to finally having peace, freedom, quiet, creativity, rest, personal time, especially after years of caregiving, careers, marriage, children, and emotional labor.
Then suddenly, the husband retires too. And now she feels like she lost her freedom all over again.
Women in retirement must protect pieces of themselves. That means maintaining friendships, preserving alone time, continuing hobbies, setting boundaries, creating personal routines. Retirement should not erase individuality.
And women should not feel guilty for wanting personal space. That space can actually keep the marriage healthier.
Now, when couples retire at the same time, that can either become beautiful companionship or mutual irritation with matching pajamas.
The difference usually comes down to communication and structure. Couples who thrive in retirement often discuss expectations, divide responsibilities, respect boundaries, maintain social lives, continue growing individually.
Retirement works better when couples stop trying to manage each other. Nobody wants to feel monitored.
One of the healthiest questions couples can ask is, what does a meaningful retirement actually look like for you? Not everybody dreams of the same lifestyle.
Now here's a controversial question. Should married couples take separate vacations sometimes after retirement? Honestly, Sometimes, yes.
And that doesn't mean the marriage is failing. It can actually mean the marriage is mature. Some people recharge differently. One spouse may love beaches, the other loves museums. One likes quiet, the other likes social activity.
Healthy marriages allow room for individuality without guilt. Separate trips, girls' weekends, guys' fishing trips, solo travel groups. Those things can refresh people emotionally.
Then when couples reconnect, they actually have something new to talk about. Sometimes absence really does create appreciation.
Now let's talk about a major issue many wives quietly struggle with. The husband retires and suddenly becomes one with the couch.
Television all day, sleeping, snacking, complaining, watching sports. No structure, no motivation, no curiosity, no movement. And the wife starts thinking, I did not sign up to babysit a grown man for the next 20 years.
This creates real tension in many marriages because often women continue adapting emotionally while some men struggle deeply with purpose loss after retirement, especially if their identity was completely tied to work.
Many men never developed hobbies, friendships, emotional outlets, or interests outside of their careers. So when work disappears, they emotionally shut down.
Wives in this situation should understand something important. You cannot force another adult to rediscover purpose, but you can encourage movement.
Suggestions may include walking together, joining a gym, couples travel groups, volunteering, mentoring younger men, woodworking, fishing clubs, church activities, community boards, pickleball, golf, photography, starting a small business, learning technology or AI, creating content online.
Sometimes the key is not keeping him busy. It's helping him feel useful again. Men often need purpose as much as oxygen. Now let's bring some joy into this conversation, because retirement can also become one of the most fun chapters of marriage.
Couples finally have time to travel slowly, rediscover romance, explore hobbies, take classes, dance, cook together, hike, volunteer, attend concerts, start businesses, create podcasts, explore wellness, join social clubs.
Simple things matter too. Morning coffee together, sunset walks, road trips, movie nights, learning something new together, trying restaurants, gardening, fitness challenges.
And separately, girls' lunches, golf groups, book clubs, gym classes, art workshops, community organizations, travel clubs, mentoring programs. Healthy couples understand togetherness and independence can coexist.
Now let's talk about finances. Because yes, retirement can absolutely increase money tension in marriages.
Why? Because now couples are spending more time together, watching expenses more closely, adjusting to fixed incomes, facing healthcare concerns, thinking about longevity, worrying about savings. Money anxiety can easily create emotional conflict.
One spouse may want to travel, the other wants to save every dollar. One wants to help adult children, the other fears running out of money.
This is why retired couples need financial conversations without shame or blame. Not panic, not accusations, partnership.
Budget meetings can actually reduce tension because uncertainty creates fear, and fear creates arguments.
Marriage after retirement is not about perfection. It's about adjustment. Two people learning each other again after decades of survival mode.
And honestly, retirement can expose cracks that were always there, but it can also create deeper friendship, laughter, freedom, and reconnection.
The couples who survive retirement well are usually the ones who communicate honestly, respect individuality, stay active, maintain curiosity, allow space, and continue growing, together and separately.
Because marriage after retirement is not about sitting in the same room every hour of the day. It's about learning how to share life differently.
This is Truth Never Retires, where aging is not the end of connection, and retirement may become the chapter where couples finally learn how to truly live together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with someone preparing for retirement or silently trying to survive it. Because love after work takes work too.